Sophie and Robert coming through 3-2, and they were 2-1 down in that match, coming through against the top seeds Tom Jarvis and Tin Tin Ho. They then defeated Josh Bennett and Letitia McMullen 3-1 and then 3-0 in the semi. Yeah, I beg your pardon. Connor and Anna beating Jakub Pivovar and Darcy Proud in the first round, and then Max Radivan and Rachel Ars, and then of course the surprise package of Robert Pelk and Sophie Early. So underway, early 2-1 lead for the twins, Connor and Anna.
Yeah, both pairings just settle into the game here, trading blows. That's a great open up by Connor there.
Nicely put away as well by Anna.
You see, sets that up very nicely. First ball straight into the middle, get a soft receive, and Anna puts it away.
And Tia just showing that she can put away just as effectively as Anna, that thumping backhand down the line.
Just to add a bit of commentary on that, Tia uses pimples on her backhand, so very different type of rubber. It allows her to hit through the ball a lot more than when you play with smooth rubbers, which require more spin to get the ball up and over the net.
Yeah, a nice set up. Third ball attack effective by Connor, giving them a 2-point lead.
It's a great serve, misread there by Connor. Good bit of backspin, and Connor dumps it in the net. Oh, that's a great backhand there. Big open up from Anna there. Straight winner.
We've got two pairs of right-handers here, no lefties on display. Just how much difference is there if you've got a left-handed partner?
I'd say usually when you've got a mix of right-hander, left-hander, that usually typically does better. It's better for the rotation between the players. Being a right-handed player, you usually have to try and make sure you get out of the way of your partner, whereas being a right-hander, left-hander, you can stay on your own sides. It's also very helpful in serve and serve receive, because the left-hander will be playing from their natural service position.
As I say, we don't have any left-hand, right-hand combinations here today, and the pair nearest the camera, Connor and Anna Green, now moving into a 5-point lead. This is taking a similar pattern to their semi-final actually against Sophie and Robert, but just clawing a point back there, the pair at the far end, staying in contention. They probably need to win certainly 3 of the next 4 points, you would think.
Yeah, just to keep the pressure on. I think it would be good for them to pick up one of the next 2 balls.
Well, they can't do it on that occasion though, as the receive goes into the net, so 5 game points on Anna Green's serve. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great backhand. Look at that straight winner from Connor. That's his party piece right there. Excellent backhand.
Sort of a typical doubles game in many ways. That there's a lot of trying to get in on the third ball. Exactly. Set the serve, sets it up, and then the applying the finishing touch on the third ball. Is that
for sure?
That's the traditional doubles tactic, if you like.
Yeah, I'd say for doubles, it's best to keep things simple. Because obviously you're playing. The aim is to set up your partner. You want to put them in the best position to follow up for the next shot. So obviously you don't have the feedback of playing the previous shot, so it's quite difficult to understand what ball is coming back on it. So it's really important that you're able to communicate clearly with your opponent, with your teammate even, and just be clear on what ball you're receiving.
A lot of people who are watching this game will be familiar with the signals that the players do under the table, but there'll be some who think, what on earth's that all about? So yeah. Tell us, what is it all about?
Yeah, so in doubles particularly, service and serve receive is very important. So again, being the receiver of the third ball, you're not really in control of the serve. So you want to be able to understand what shot you're expected to receive on the next ball. So people will typically say whether they're serving backspin, topspin, float, give an idea of the length of the serve as well, so then that can set up their opponent, their teammate for the next ball.
Yeah. It's about ensuring that they're in the right position to deal with it as well, just not know what's coming back, but get the feet moving, get into the right position. So first point of the second game going to Hunter and you. Oh, and the second one, don't like to see too many freebies, I guess, serving into that. It happens, you're trying to be so precise to get it just over the net that I'm slightly surprised you don't see it a bit more often. Maybe you do in the local leagues, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think so. It's a national final. We expect them to practice hours and hours with their service, so...
Just an early 3-point lead there and make that 4.
It started really well here. It's just what they would have wanted coming out of the coming into the second set, having lost the first.
Yeah, absolutely important to just try and reverse that momentum and get, well, 4-0 lead. Very handy. A rare rally that lasts more than 3 or 4 shots there, actually. But first point on the board for the Greens, still 3 behind. Joseph will feel he missed out there.
Yeah, he'll be ruin that miss.
Yeah, and I just popped it up a little bit too much, but the flick off the net takes it long, and 4-2 looks an awful lot better than 5-1.
It does for sure. It does for sure. I think it's a bit of a common theme at the moment in the hall this weekend. The loose balls are finding it a bit more difficult to be put away. The hall's been a bit of a slower hall, so the ball's stopping a bit more, so it's a bit difficult to find that timing.
What's the reasoning behind that? Is it to do with the ball, the type of ball? Is it the tables? Is it the ambience? The airflow almost in the hall.
Yeah, I'd say. Obviously, I've been competing over the weekend as well, so we're playing in the practice hall, and that feels completely different to play at the playing hall. So I say the main difference is the size of the courts and the compactness of them. So there's a lot of space between the match courts. So the ball tends to come through a lot slower, whereas in the practice hall it's a lot tighter, and the ball comes through a lot quicker. So it's a bit of an adjustment between the two halls.
How hard is it for the players to adjust to that? I mean, is it something you just get used to? The more years you play, the better you become at it?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to adapt to play in all situations. I mean, both pairs of players will be going through the same thing, so you need to be able to adapt to that quickly.
And, Hunter and you just maintaining a steady lead at the moment, 7-4 up with one serve to come from Hunter. Straight back where it came from, no returning that.
Not at all. It's a brilliant flick.
Just going back to just learning to play in all sorts of conditions, what's it like with the crowd behind you? I mean, you've been on the courts over this weekend, and you've had a couple of great moments at the Nationals. I remember you beating Sam Maybe a couple of years ago, which was a great performance. There's some great pictures of you celebrating that. But what's it like playing in front of a crowd?
In front of a crowd, I think it depends on the type of character you are, type of person you are. But for me personally, I love it. I feel like you can really thrive off that support. Gets you going, keeps you motivated. So yeah, for me personally, I feel like it adds to your game for sure. And even if it's going against you, it's good to have that. Just have that feeling that there's something more going on within the court.
Yeah, you had a nice little cheerleading section yesterday when you played Casper. I think we had a local school in yesterday, and yeah, they certainly enjoyed that match. And well, that takes the deficit down to 2 points there. Connor and Anna just beginning to creep back into this. They've been behind. They lost the first 4 points of this game. They've been behind all the way, but just whittled it back to 2.
Yeah, this point will be crucial. 8-7 and 9-6, big difference. So
yeah, and, maybe the crack in the ball. There's a big top edge there from. I didn't see if it was Tia or Joseph actually, but there was a big top edge anyway, and maybe there's just a little crack appeared. Get the microscope out.
Yeah, always best to just Just give it a change, get that out of the heads.
Could be a little flat spot or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's the thing with these balls. I think the butterfly have got a stronger ball than quite a lot of them that are on the market at the moment. So they don't always crack when they're hit with a top edge. Whereas you'll see other balls, they crack straight away. Whereas the butterfly ones might dent, which means that it's still playable. However, that can slightly affect the flight of the ball. So you don't quite get the consistency that you're used to with a fully round ball.
Well, certainly taking their time just working out if this ball, it looks like we might be going to carry on with it. Potentially that is a little flat spot or dimple in the ball that someone has spotted, but disagreement over whether it was actually there perhaps. Anyway, we're back underway, and great drive by Connor, but came back from Tia, and Anna couldn't put it away, so it has gone 9-6 rather than 8-7.
Yeah, crucial point for sure. So we've got a bit of breathing room and a second serve to come, so I think Joe and Tia will be liking his position. And another great third ball. You see that serve and receive so important.
And I like their position even more now because they've got 4 game points to tie it up at 1 apiece.
That's a great change of serve there from Anna. Typically try to serve short in the doubles, but it's a very long serve and caught Joe.
Yeah, certainly wrong-footed him. And what was that, back edge, I think? Well,
yeah.
So 2 long serves and the longest possible serve almost there, catching the back edge. But
yeah. Interesting change of tactics has come to fruition.
Keep the opponent guessing, always a good thing, no matter what sport you're playing.
But Tia puts it away on that third ball and ties it up at 1-1.
Yep, third game point taken, 1-1. Just looking over into the corners, it's all dads in the corners. That's Tia's dad with Joseph and her, and Mark Green, father of Connor and Anna from the Draycott Club. So one of the nice things about the Nationals actually is that you get coaches who have the chance to coach here who perhaps wouldn't, because they're parents of players. There's plenty of good coaches here, don't get me wrong, who are full-time coaches, but there are others who may not necessarily be full-time coaches, but just here to help their children or siblings or grandchildren in some cases. Who coaches you?
Typically, I would say my coach Bavin back at London Academy. He's my main coach, but unfortunately he's not unable to make it this weekend. So I've had Tianer coaching me, and I'll be returning the favour later when she takes on the number 1 seed, Tintin.
And you played in the doubles together as well.
We also played in doubles together. Yeah, unfortunate to go out in the first round, but had a good match against Letitia and Josh Burnett. Closely losing out in the 5th. So.
Sienna's won several national titles through the age groups. What sort of a prospect is she?
I think she can go as far as she wants to go, really. She's got all the talent that's required to be a top player, and it looks like she's on the way there.
Yeah, she's got a good work ethic as well, which I guess that goes without saying that you need that, but not everyone has it to the same level. She's certainly got that work ethic. Good parental support as well.
Definitely. Sometimes parents can be the unsung heroes, so it's always nice to be able to pay them homage when that time comes.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tia then just powering the backhand away and tying it up at 1-1. But Green's now on serve, so they'll be looking to take both of these and open an early lead in this third. Straight into the body of Joseph. Joseph couldn't quite close his wrist around that one and get it back on. So that's
a great flick from Connor there. He takes it really early, gives Joe very little time to be able to react to that ball.
You just got to hope you can get bat on it and it somehow makes its way back over the net. Just an important point there as well. Again, didn't want that early lead growing to 4-1. It's back to 3-2 on Tia's serve. Just flicking the top of the net and going long. So 4-2 at the first towel break. So a reminder, it's every 6 points you can use your towel.
I just want to go back to Tia's serve there. You'll notice that she does change to a smooth side. So Tia uses a smooth rubber and a pimples rubber. Typically switches to the smooth side so she can get more spin on her serve.
Is that something she does more on the backhand?
Yeah.
4-3 again, just keeping in touch, just not letting the lead open up too much. Still early days. I won't be too worried to have a 1-point deficit at this stage.
And again, great third ball from Connor there. Big backhand across, and just too much power to be able to handle it.
It's just the weight of the shot, and Joe would have tried to just close his wrist on it and deaden it as much as he could, I guess, but just too much power, as you say. Joe's just maybe lost the flight of that one.
Yeah, I think it's quite a loopy ball that hit very close to the white line. It's quite difficult to judge that, especially when the trajectory is very different. You're used to having shots coming through a bit flatter. That one looked to be a bit more loopy. So it's difficult to judge.
Again, just keeping in touch. That lead had grown to 3 points and threatening to stretch away the greens, but just still keeping them within arm's length.
And again, third ball attack. The most important play in table tennis. That third ball. Generally, if you're able to hit a strong third ball, you win the point.
Or you could just do it in two.
That's it. And that's why serve and serve receive is so important, to be able to set up that third ball. So if your serve is a bit looser and weak, you can get a strong receiver serve. It's quite difficult to take advantage of that third ball attack.
So 7-5 then, just players back at the table after that second towel break of the game. Again, just the spin on the serve there, just Connor not able to get a bat on that one.
Yeah, I think it's also the length of it. It was very half long, just making it a bit difficult for Connor to judge whether it's short or long. He just misjudges it there.
Made up with it, made up for it with a good receive on that second serve from Tia. So opening up the 2-point lead once again, 8-6. Tia controlled the return quite nicely there, but
it's a great bit of feeling there from Connor to be able to chop the ball. He gets a load of backspin, and Joe just can't quite handle it. It's puts in the bottom of the net.
something we've seen. I don't know if it's maybe coming increasingly into the game. The chop block. Schultz Morgul uses it to great effect, of course. It's always been in the game. Is it kind of an in-fashion shot at the moment?
Yeah, I'd say it's trendy. I think Marlon probably brought into the game a bit before Chaw's, but Chaw's definitely a big part of his game. It's just great to be able to change the pace of the game. Typically, table tennis is played very quick, so putting a chop block in there slows the game down, puts a different type of spin on the ball, can make it a bit difficult to adjust to, especially when you're expecting the ball so quick.
Yeah. 3 game points, and there it is on the first one. Connor just with that backhand that Joseph can't return, and we are 2-1 lead for the Green Twins. Yeah, the variation of pace of play is something that perhaps the people who don't play the sport. I play socially. I don't play at any kind of competitive level, but just the variations of pace is something that perhaps doesn't get all that much coverage. It's quite an important part of the game.
Definitely. I mean, within table tennis, variation is key. Spin, speed. But yeah, I think with spin you can probably tell a bit more of the bat angles. But with speed, I think particularly with the camera angles that you play with within table tennis, being sort of more of a bird's eye view, it's quite difficult to have that appreciation for it. I think if it's taken more from the close to the courts, from a bit of a side angle, you're able to appreciate that a little bit more, and then be able to understand like the loop and the spin on the ball, the arc that the ball's making.
Yeah, but it's an important variation in tactic, isn't it, as well? Because if you're settling into just smacking the ball back and forth, you can settle in almost to a rhythm.
Exactly.
So suddenly you put in a slightly slower one.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
Very disruptive.
Yeah.
Very disruptive.
So fourth game, 2-1 to the Greens, and they will start this game. Anna will serve. Looks like she's going to go on the backhand. Kind of doing the right thing, trying to get in on that third, but just catching the net. Makes amends.
Yeah, it's a big rally. Great open up there from Anna. And Connor follows up with the fifth ball attack. Oh, it's a great change there from Connor. Going a bit of a strawberry receive there. Tia pops it up, however Anna can't quite put that away. It's a bit more backspin than she had anticipated. And then yeah, it's a great flick there from Joe, but Tia can't quite capitalise.
Yeah, 2-2 nice and tight at the start of this fourth game.
I think we've found it's been quite nip and tuck at the start of most of the games here. It's nice to see it not just run away.
There was just that one, wasn't there, where it was the first 4 points, I think, that went to Tia and Joseph. But yeah, you're right, it's been not more than a point or two in it until the middle of the game, and it started to get to 5-3, 6-4, that kind of thing. If you're 2-1 down, do you change the way you're playing?
I think typically they haven't really been doing anything wrong. What a point that is.
Joseph ending up on the floor.
He does well to claw that back on the table, but Connor takes no prisoners there and puts that straight away. But yeah, going back to change of tactics, I don't think they're doing too much wrong there. Also is Anna, the twins, are typically just being the ones to get in first, capitalising on that third ball attack. So I would say only real change is from Joe and Tia. Try to keep the game tight. Don't let your opponent get in and look for your opportunities to attack first.
Yeah, I think the Greens, it's just the consistently putting tight serves on, and maybe just slightly more consistent than Joe and Tia on the first ball.
Yeah.
Timeout now called by the pair that are behind at the moment. See if they can tweak something. Need a direct line to you on the gantry here. They'll see. Talking sense.
Let's see if there's any changes that I made. I mean, I'm available. Can always dial me in.
There's that culture at London Academy, isn't there, of everybody coaching. Everybody learns how to do that from an early age.
Yeah, I think it's great to have that team spirit at the school. Just everyone being there for each other at the end of the day. As much as table tennis on the table, a lot of times it's an individual sport, but you still need a team around you. You're not able to get to the highest level by yourself. You need your practice partners, you need your coaches, you need your sparring partners, you need your friends, you need your family. There's a lot that goes into creating a top player, more than just the person themselves. There's a whole community that's built around it.
Yeah, absolutely, and the support as well at London Academy. I'm sure you've great success over the years at the Butterfly Schools events, but you've probably won one or two there that you wouldn't have won, but the support has dragged you over the line.
Yeah, I mean, I think table tennis needs a community, just to help grow the sport. That's a great third ball.
Joe's a little bit hesitant on the third ball, and it was a bit of a nothing return at the end. And Connor leapt all over it. So 2-point lead, closing in on this senior national title. It would be a first.
That's a great change there from Connor. Rather than going short back, he realised he got there a little bit late, and he went very long out wide into the forehand, and Tia couldn't quite adapt.
Turning the screw now, 4-point lead, and only 4 more points needed for Connor and Anna Green to lift their first senior national title.
You'll see, I think the last few points, whoever attacks wins. Again.
Yeah, second ball that time, but just loading up that spin on that backhand receive. Just has a look of inevitability about it now.
Yeah, Connor's really finding his groove here. Playing great around the net. Being really nice and loose from that flick. Putting the ball in good positions, making it very difficult. It's one wide to the forehand, the next one into the backhand. Yeah, he's really finding his rhythm.
A bit of a conference between the twins there. This could be done over the next two serves. Oh, well, that was inventive.
Very inventive. Again, good bit of feeling there from Connor. Showtime at the moment.
And the courage to do that when you're only 2 points from the title as well.
Yeah, exactly. 7
match points. Not this time.
Heavy receiver there from Tia. And I can't quite lift it over the net.
And Joseph goes long with the third ball, and it's all over. The first senior national title for Connor, and Anna Green defeating Tia and Joseph Hunter by 3 games to 1.